Hello, friends. I'm Kathy Fay, Executive Director of the Boston Early Music Festival, or BEMF, and I'm delighted to welcome you to this very special pre-concert talk as we look forward to the upcoming and final performance of our 2024-2025 concert series, featuring the extraordinary Jordi Savall and Hespèrion XXI on Sunday, April 13th, at 3 p.m. in New England Conservatory's Jordan Hall. It is my honor to introduce our two guests, the incomparable Catalan viola da gambist Jordi Savall, founder and director of Hespèrion XXI, and the supremely talented Robert Mealy, BEMF orchestra director and director of the Historical Performance Department at the Juilliard School in New York City. As our devoted fans well know, the current BEMF 2024-2025 series represents our 35th season of presenting concerts in Boston. We have been celebrating our 35th anniversary all season long with many spectacular performances, but we are especially proud to have presented three of the field's most pioneering and exciting ensembles this season: the Tallis Scholars, Les Arts Florissants, and Jordi Savall and Hespèrion XXI, all of whom appeared on our very first series 35 years ago. Jordi, all of us at BEMF are so honored and pleased to have presented you on countless occasions throughout these 35 years, both as a soloist and in collaboration with your various ensembles, Hespèrion XXI, La Capella Real de Catalunya, and Le Concert des Nations. And we have no intention of stopping. In fact, next season, in April of 2026, we're looking so forward to your magnificent program titled A Sea of Music, with music from Africa, the Caribbean, and America, featuring over 30 musicians from Cuba, Haiti, Brazil, Colombia, Venezuela, Mexico, Mali, Spain, and the USA. I was fortunate to experience this monumental and historic musical occasion at the Utrecht Early Music Festival last summer, August of 2023, and I can't wait to share this extraordinary concert with BEMF fans. So if you'll permit me to bubble on for just a few more minutes praising you, Jordi, you're one of the most inspiring and important performers in the early music field, and you are admired around the world for your integrity, for your immense musical curiosity, and for your creation of countless new musical and cultural projects which have shined a light on repertoire that would otherwise have been lost to us. So thank you from my heart for the incredibly important work you have done and continue to do. Robert, of course, Jordi is our special guest on this occasion, given his upcoming performance on the BEMF series, but I can't pass up an opportunity to thank you for all you do for all of us, not only in BEMF as your role as the orchestra director, but for the entire field in this country and abroad, as the highly respected leader, scholar, educator, director, mentor, researcher, and performer that you are. I am in the company of two rock stars, and I'm so honored. Before I turn the microphone over to Jordi and Robert, for those wishing to attend our Sunday afternoon, April 13th performance, tickets are still available and can be purchased by visiting the BEMF website at bemf.org or by calling the BEMF office at 617-661-1812. And for those unable to attend our in-person performance on April 13th, virtual tickets are on sale as well. Our virtual presentation premieres on Sunday, April 27th, and will be available for 2 weeks from April 27th through May 11th. Finally, my heartfelt thanks to George Hardman for his leadership support of our virtual performance by Jordi and Hespèrion XXI. All of us at BEMF are so grateful to George and to so many friends and fans around the world who attend our in-person and virtual performances and who support them. If you'd like to learn more about concert sponsorships, please visit the BEMF website, again, bemf.org. And now I will disappear from the screen, but before I go, my thanks again, Jordi and Robert, and to all of you for watching this pre-concert talk. I'll see you at the concert on April 13th.
Well, welcome, Jordi. I just wanted to say what a pleasure it is to see you. I We had the great delight of having you in three dimensions last year at Juilliard, which was really fantastic for all of us. It was a real inspiration for the students, and it was just a wonderful occasion for everyone here. I'm sorry I don't get to see you in all dimensions right now, but it's wonderful to have you back here. I wanted to ask you about your upcoming program because I know these are pieces that are very dear to you that you've done for a while now. Do you want to speak a little bit about the threads that have gone through this program?
Well, first I will thank Sketch because uh, my relation with Boston and the musical organization is a big part of my life. And I remember every time that was coming here to Boston for the festival was every time a great experience to be in contact with really people coming to the concert with a lot of interesting and love for music, and it's always very inspiring for us as musicians to see the so people from so different cultures can be interested from old repertoires. And thank you also to you because my experience in the jury school was also really very different experience with different programs, and always I remember my relation with jury school with a lot of uh, gratitude and beauty. Thank you. The program that we do this time, it's a lot in certain way a resume of a half century of experience in the musical
Yeah.
language, in the art of improvisation, in the art of the folia, and also in the relation between traditional music and our music. The program is combined go different groups, but we have in certain way we have, for example, the Catalan laments and and also the um, the music of the from the improvisation of the shakona, the music of improvisation of the, but also the skills of the viol with the music from Couperin, presented here with very beautiful pieces from the Concert Royal, like a Peru, the Plainte pour les viols, and Musette. And in other sides, we have classical music like the Tobiasium uh, musical humors. We have then the battles from Samuel Child. We have the music from the King's Men, Robert Johnson, William Great. We have also the traditional and classical Spanish guitar music like Sanz or the Hop from Santiago de Murcia. And in between this, we have classical variations like a Windsleaf to a Ground, which is one of the beautiful variations of the 17th century England. And also, we go to the South America with the music of the Trujillo Codex, Peru, 1780, with very typical local music, but which is normally our songs and dances, but we use this material to improvise. In the same we do on the end of the concert, after the beautiful variations from Correa del Raucho about the Todo el Mundo en General, a beautiful Maria song. We improvise about the Canarios and also about the Gallarda Napolitana, which is a classical music from this beginning of the Baroque time. And this gives us with the harp, with the guitar, with the viols, with to give a possibility to show how lively is the music today, even inspired in music from 200-300 years. And a special mention is the Catalan pieces, which we learn Plantus, which is a Maria song, uh, and but it's a Maria song which is in fact composed in a traditional way about the ostinato, and it's one of the most beautiful Catalan melodies. And the Marinetta will be very, it's in fact also a popular but based on the din din din, the song,
Hmm.
with
Nice.
rhythmical variations, and
Yeah.
this makes also a very beautiful connection from these traditional melodies and the rest of the program, which sometimes is also inspired from traditional melodies like the William Braid, the Saddle dance, or the
Hmm.
Scottish dance, which
Hmm.
also are in the 16th century music inspired by the traditional music.
That's wonderful. One of the things I find so fantastic about this program is not just the music that you all have lived with for a while now, but also the fact that your the members of the ensemble that you bring are people that you've played with now for 30 or 40 years, that many of them are very old and very dear friends as colleagues. And I just wanted to ask how that feels to be improvising with these people that who whose language you speak, whose musical language you each speak so well by now. It must be very, very comfortable.
Yes, it's essential. It's without this, it will be impossible for me to do 120 concerts in the year because the half of the concerts that I do in the year, I arrive 3 hours before the concert. We tune the instruments. We say, okay, this is repeat, this remember this, we do them, and we just check the sound. And the concert is really a pleasure to improvise and to be in complicity. If I
Exactly.
had to rehearsal 3 days for every one of
Yeah.
the concerts,
Yeah.
I would be
Yeah.
no life in my
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. But that's what this music is really made for. It's made for living. It really is made
Yeah,
for being present in the performance, which is
yeah. Also,
fantastic.
I
Yeah.
have to say, Andrew, and skiing and
Mm.
Shepard, they are great soloists. They are great musicians, and we don't need to speak when we do a
Yeah.
rehearsal. We are
Yeah.
just connected by a single by our feeling, our eyes, and this is marvelous. Because when you have to start to discourse about words when you are performing, then it's better to stop.
It is very, very true. No, it's interesting. I mean, it's become what I also find wonderful is that in some ways especially you have lived with this music in some ways longer than those who were playing it at the time. I mean, often this music would go out of fashion within 10 years or 5 years. But this is it's remarkable to have this deep experience of this music. Has it
Yeah.
changed over time, do you think?
Yes,
In your
I think
performances? Yeah.
now I'm more flexible,
Mm.
and also I can take more risk
Mm. Hmm.
because when you start, you fix the things a little more. But in a way, now with experience, I'm able also to be more expressive and more having the contrast also. And also the I see now how important is also the moments of you are doing things quiet and things more internal.
Hmm.
For example, the moments of plant for the viol or
Yeah.
the Baroque or this planctus, Catalan planctus. I think this moment that you can share with the audience very simple music, but a music full of emotion and poetic speaking.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
love the word complicity that you use, which is a fantastic word that we don't use enough in English, and it has a wonderful
I
sensation of
think
this.
in the making music, it's one of the most important words. The
Yeah.
complicity to reach the same uh, object.
Yeah. And in some ways, it feels like the only way to rediscover to bring an improvised tradition to life is simply to live it, to improvise within it, and to devote yourself to enough time that it actually becomes
Yeah,
your own language. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I combine this year in January. I have do a new version of the Mass, C minor Mass by Mozart,
Oh, nice.
with a very nice
Fantastic.
adaptation of other parts of the Penitente. We have with my collaborator Gabriel, we have the Mass and a beautiful version. And last week we have do the first academy with Hespèrion XXI by Robert Schumann.
Oh, wow.
The,
Fantastic. That's a
the,
very special
the
piece.
most beautiful music from that we had until now in the connection with the seasons and the creation of Haydn. I think
Mm.
it's incredible music. And
Hmm.
very, very little played in concerts, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, that's
And
very special.
the possibility to go from this very high dimension of composition, what Schumann tried to reach the sublime of chorus and orchestra, in the same way that he speak from sublime sublimity of the
Mm.
soloist with his leads songs,
Hmm.
and to go from this to very simple music, but you have also to reach this same sublime atmosphere. It's very inspiring. You know, it is every day during the academy. I have practiced my viol a little hour.
Yeah.
It's very nice how I can work with the orchestra about the
Uh,
sound and everything, but at the same time to conserve my personal contact play.
that's
It's
very important. Yeah.
two important things. You know? I feel if I lost my contact with my viol, I will be like,
You lose your voice?
yes, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Are there, you have explored so many different musical voices by now. Are there repertoires that you still dream of exploring from here? You've done so many different musical cultures, different musical times.
Yeah. Well, there are certainly a lot of music that I'm preparing for the next years, which I will do like the Brahms Requiem,
Oh,
like
wonderful.
like the Symphonie Fantastique by Lyons,
Mm.
like the Fidelio, which
Mm.
27, and etc. But I was surprised when doing Schumann,
Mm.
which is a piece composed about the Oriental
Mm.
mythological uh, poetical uh, history, how I discovered Schumann composed a piece with old orchestra, with plaits, with horns and everything, like a Turkish makam.
Ah, yeah. Nice.
I have
Very
played some
interesting. Yeah.
makams with my friends of Istanbul,
Mm.
between Canterbury. And
Mm.
in this one, taka 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 taka
Mm.
exactly a Ottoman makam from the
Mm.
17th century.
Fantastic.
And
Fantastic. Yeah.
and if I don't have played this music, I will not be able to perform this moment of the Schumann piece with the right character.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
what I have, the, the the richness of the influences I have discovered doing Celtic music, Sephardic music, Armenian music, Ottoman music, Arabic music, etc., give me an experience which I can use when you do any music. You know,
Yeah.
in a certain moment in Beethoven music, you can find the Turkish mass, like in the
Mm.
in the Ninth Symphony.
Mhm. Absolutely. Yeah.
When you have played the real original musicians, then you have another perspective, another sense of
That's fantastic, and I'm sure that will be very true when you come to the Brahms Requiem as well. The fantastic influence of the 17th century and the deep
absolutely.
melancholy there. Yeah.
The whole influence of Schutz, Bach,
Exactly.
Rosenmüller, etc., etc.
Mm.
Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah. Very deep music.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is what I like now in my age. And next first hour we do 80, uh, 80, 84.
Amazing.
And it's what makes me my life interesting also to be close to these incredible giants. You know,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
learn every day from these incredible composers.
That's fantastic. A
Uh,
deep source of inspiration. Yeah.
but also, I'm in this moment I'm working to make to work in helping the people that are doing early music in Europe
Mm.
because I'm trying to convince the authorities to remember that the musical European language created in the Ars Nova that has made possible an incredible production of beauty, musical, which is, I think, the most important uh, what has to Europe. All the arts concerning this musical language created in certain century
Mm-hmm.
is
Mm-hmm.
today the most important language in musical language in the world. And Europe is not functioning about this. Is
Interesting.
still
Yeah.
today the common language of all the 27 of countries in Europe.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
still we don't have a cultural European police.
Right. Yeah.
And then well
That's.
we have to work not only music, but
Yeah.
also make conscious the music heritage needs
Yeah.
attention
Yeah.
because
That's.
we there in the outlook situation to be in Europe more together to survive.
That's very important. That
Yeah.
is. Yeah. Yeah. How do you find? I know you work with a lot of emerging professionals in your academies and at institutions like Juilliard. How are you finding the new generation of players?
We do every year 4 or 5 missions with young people,
Mm-hmm.
and I have to say it's surprising how it's the level of all these musicians be very every year higher. We have no problems to make the selection because you have 10 young musicians, you need to choose 5.
And
And
it's very
practically
hard. Yeah.
all 10
Yeah.
will be have the
Yeah.
right to be selected.
Yeah.
And we select 5 and we keep in the rest of the other because they are really good. And this every country we have a Spanish, German, uh, we have also American, Japanese,
Mm.
and the level is really extraordinary. I'm very surprised, but also sometimes it's excellent to see how the interest from the young people for this repertoire is increasing every year.
That
And
this music
all-
is in good hands. Yeah.
yeah, but also the difference is I have started the music with 25.
Yeah.
And with 13, 14, I have started classical music. But these young people start with 5,
Yeah.
you know,
It's true.
and they have 20 years in advance. It's a big difference.
Yes. They have the head start on you. Yeah. Can you speak a little bit about this amazing project that Kathy mentioned that is
Yeah,
coming that was in Utrecht and is coming
yes.
hopefully to next year?
The original title is Un Mar de Músicas. Un Mar de Músicas because the Caribs region of this was one of the center of the slaves trade. They will be sent every year thousands and thousands of slaves coming from different regions in Africa. And they go to different islands, and then they go to Mexico, to Cuba, Haiti, and also Colombia, etc. And well, as you know, the slaves has lost everything, but the only thing they have not lost was the music,
Mm.
because the music was the only possibility they have to share his
Mm.
emotions, his spirituality with others. And I think this has created all these different styles of music, incredible ranges of styles. It's not one region in the world that has so different um, uh, types of music. And this is combined sometimes with original traditions like Cuba,
Mm.
the ancient Pagan traditions, also in Colombia or in Mexico, and but also with the European, the Spanish traditions. And this makes an incredible richness of ways to make music and to make the music associated with the dance. You know, the
Yeah.
program is combined with music from Africa, from Guinea, from this past, played by the coda, by the instruments
Mm.
typical from the regions, and singers. They also are having living traditions of singing and invented the text in the Mohammedan. But here
Mm.
they talk from all traditions. And then this is combined with music related to the history of the slaves uh, trade from Africa and Canarias.
Mm.
Uh, Sevilla was the center of
Mm.
controlling this,
Mhm.
but the
Mhm.
people has traveled from Canarias
Mm.
to the New World.
Mm. Mhm.
And
Mhm.
the central place where they bring was uh, Cuba or the different islands. And I was discovering the ranges of this music, and I was like, wow, this is something unique. And we combined the history of
Yeah.
this slave from 1440, which is the first beginning of mass slave trade,
Mm.
until 1880, which was then the declaration of the freedom of the slaves.
Mm.
And we combine also with text explaining different moments of this history, from description of the situation, the rules, the life, and
Mm.
very, very interesting text. Then you have understand the situation.
Fantastic. Such an extraordinary range and such an important work to be doing right now at this moment.
Yes,
I'm
at this moment, I
very.
think
Yeah.
it's very important because you see everywhere, but especially in Europe, uh, so incredible. Uh, I would say uh, reaction against the people coming from Africa, extremely reaction,
Yeah.
and nobody remembers that the richness, the cultural, economic richness from the 17th and 18th century in Europe was possible because hundred and 100,000 people they have work for nothing for us.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Remember,
Yeah.
sister, nobody,
Yeah. Yeah.
and we never do have exceptional, with exception in countries like Holland, they had the demand pardon, the king
Mm.
can, but the most of the countries never do something, and never we have make any compensation for this.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It is the invisible story that has to be told.
Yeah,
Thank you for doing that work. That is really, that's a wonderful thing to be
thank you.
exploring. Yeah. Well, I don't want to keep you. I know that you have much to do for your concert tonight, but it's a great pleasure and a great joy to see you as always and to talk
Well,
with you.
thank you, Robert, and
Yeah.
always I see I'm ready to talk about projects with the general school because I love the students and I think it's a fantastic uh, place to found the contact with the young people and dream about the next generations.
Well, let's bring you back as soon as we can. That would be
Yeah,
fantastic. Right.
thank you.
Absolutely.